ASMR addiction. Yay! I'm so happy you're here. We are going to clean off these mattresses. I got them this summer when my sister was here. We have been to every lake practically that there is around here. But the season's over for the most part. Time to clean and put away the air mattresses. I'll do this one first because it looks the most tangled. I think my sister must have rolled this one and taken the air out of it. I don't think in terms of letting air out sideways, but I see why she did it. Can you guess? Some of these are more sandy than the others, but not much. Most of them we kept pretty clean. And yes, typically you might wash these better while they're inflated and full, but I didn't have that chance because why? I don't even remember. Well, basically they just got rolled up and put away. Stuffed in the bag. Here's our Windex, and we're just gonna spray, spray, spray. Wipe, wipe, wipe. Not much to it. Put this tablecloth, you know, the kind of vinyl tablecloth, down on the bed before I started this, so that I can let my spray go wherever it wants. No worries. My sister and I did not have any particular mattress or floaty here that one would use and not the other. We shared all of them depending on the lake, the water, the whim, the mood, but we didn't bring all four of them with us. No, we did not. We started out with this yellow one. Or you could call it neon green, I'm not sure. And the purple one, yes, that's right. And we took these first two to the river. We went on a bike ride up the Biz Johnson Trail and rode our bikes for about 5 miles, I think, to get to this certain destination. And, yeah, it was so cool to just have everything on our bikes, that we needed. Packed a lunch, and when we got there, we did just like I did at the Eagle Lake, if you saw that video, and put their backpacks on our backs and kind of walked down this scary, hairy trail down to the water. And we just floated all afternoon, just floated and had our picnic lunch. It was so wonderful, so wonderful. Bottom line is we found out that these smaller floats, though they worked very nicely, weren't quite solid enough for the river. Sometimes water conditions, and there was a current in the river that had us floating down to places we didn't necessarily want to go. Nothing new, we're used to rivers, we're accustomed to the current and all of that. We figured that the next time we went, we would bring my super heavy-duty rafts. When we went on this particular ride, I kind of knew what to expect because we had taken that bike ride already. And my sister actually took it before me because when she got to town, she started exploring everything. I have never been that adventurous when I'm by myself, but she went out there and just got on her bike and rode, and discovered places for me. So, she'd say, "You've got to see this place, and it's so beautiful." I believed her. And we just kept riding our bikes further and further up the trail. Okay, that one is done. Straighten up a little bit. Get all that debris out there. Now for the prized float that my sister got for us. Well, she mainly got it for herself, and throughout the summer we've been using my pool as well. I got a pool, a little doughboy in my backyard. This thing is only about 3.5 feet deep. But sometimes when we come back from our bike rides, if there was no water involved, we could just throw ourselves into the pool to cool off. Anyway, this river that runs along the Biz Johnson Trail is just amazingly beautiful. The Biz Johnson Trail used to be a railroad, and so it runs along the river and goes for well over 50 miles, I think. And I've never taken all of it yet, but we've done it in bits and pieces. But on that particular trail, or part of the trail, there were 2 tunnels. And she said, okay, I've already done this. I have a lamp on my bike, so I can go into this dark tunnel. And I saw that there are no obstructions in the path through the tunnel. Totally to take her word for it, because once I got into that tunnel, I was so blind. Oh my word, it was so just a little bit scary, because you like to see where you're going, right? But you could kind of see your perimeters, you could see the walls, so you're not going to run into a wall or anything. Oh my goodness, what adventures we had. So you come out of this tunnel, and it's like brilliant light, after having been in the dark. But towards the end of the tunnel, there was light. Just like the saying goes, the light at the end of the tunnel. It just amazing. Because you would either normally be on a train, or in a car, or it's well lit or whatever. This just felt so wild, so spooky. So I'm thinking about taking y'all with me on a walk through there. Maybe this fall, Absolutely gorgeous mountains, and I don't think I've ever been up there in the fall yet, so never did in all of our adventures did we run into or encounter any wild animals. I figured, well, I made sure I had the best bear spray on our bikes and down by the river, and whistles and such. My bike has a really loud horn on it. Beep beep, I figured if we spotted anything, or when you're on the trail, sometimes every rare once in a while you run into other bicyclists or walkers, and you just need to let them know you're coming. Or every once in a while I would just yell out, on your left, or on your right, and then they see you. Typically they hear you coming though. My sister and I have e-bikes. E-bikes have transformed my life. This is something I can do to get outdoors because my knees aren't the best anymore. So, cycling is a low impact sport, but you can still get your exercise and your aerobics in. And then if you get tired, tired, you just turn the electric on and there you go. Up a hill, turn on the e-bike, turn it on, turn it on. Plus, the endurance that it allows, because normally a bike ride you might get tired after a certain amount of time, and then you have to turn back and it's so disappointing. So an e-bike will completely liberate you and allow you to go places you never dreamed of going before. And one might ask, well, why don't you just take a motorcycle? Whatever, you know. And I'm like, no. Motorcycles are allowed, and they are not legal in so many different places. An e-bike puts you most anywhere you want to go. And there's no noise to speak of. It's a very light sounding whirring sound. And so the beauty of that was that when we were on these beautiful mountain trails, you could still hear the birds. And if we were in close enough proximity of one another, me and my sister, we had full-on conversations. It's been the summer of my life, you guys. It's been so wonderful. And of course it's good when you know, my sister and I are a lot alike in this way. We both love adventuring outdoors and that kind of things. So this raft we took to Antelope Lake. You just head towards Reno, Nevada on Highway 36 from Susanville. And you turn off at a place called Janesville. And that takes you back up into the mountains on the other side of town. This is the raft we took there. Look at this, you guys. My sister did this. She put a feather inside of there to make it easier to let the air out. She didn't want to have to keep holding on to the little spout. And you can tell we got that raft kind of put away in a hurry. Close that. Yeah, so she had never seen Antelope Lake before, of course, because she's living in Montana out to see me. She stayed with me for 2 months. But this was one place I was able to show her that she hadn't adventured out on her own. She absolutely loved it, and we brought with us something that she owned that I had never heard of before she came to visit it. They're called paddle boards. Just these big blow-up surfboards. You can stand on them or sit on them in the water, and you just paddle like with regular oars to get where you want to go on the water. And the first thing she did was, let me have a ride on it. It's so fun because Antelope Lake has islands. Too much air. I've got to get this turned around and wound up where the air comes out. So it felt like there was no air in it, but then when I got to the end, there's the sprouts, and so I need to go that direction. I think the air can kind of squish down from this direction. Anyway, you guys, Antelope Lake, and let's see, we went to Silver Lake, and we went to Lake Almanor. I wonder why some locations have the name first and then lake, or then they say lake first and then name the place. Well, this worked much better. Listen to this. So rewarding. I'm not going to take too much trouble here because I think that's good enough, you guys. It just needs to store. Okay. So, like I said, the two lakes that I go to called Eagle Lake, Antelope Lake. You just call the name first. And then there's Lake Almanor. So lake is said first, Lake Almanor. And that's over by Chester. And that's a little bit more well-known lake. But I'm telling you what, you guys, we went off the beaten path. Eagle Lake, Silver Lake. Was there another lake? I don't think so. I think, otherwise what we did is we went down to rivers and swimming holes. We took a trip down to the town that she used to live in years ago called Quincy, California. I always wanted to live in Quincy. But as fate would have it, we chose Susanville, and when we drove into town, we weren't sure we were going to stay, but my word, when we drove into this city, I knew in a heartbeat it was the best town I had ever seen. And that was it. I mean, that was it, you guys. And the location was so perfect because it put me 2 hours away from my family out west of us in Chico and Redding and my daughters and all of that. And then it also was 2 hours exactly away from where his brother lived in Nevada. Just perfect. And so that was kind of how we made that decision. decision we wanted to be between both his family and mine. And it's such a gorgeous town, you guys. Susanville is quaint and sweet and beautiful. It's also a very little known fact that Susanville, among maybe 10 other cities, is the least expensive to live in. The least. And I'm telling you what, it's if you don't have to work a regular job, you can get a steal of a deal in the housing area. So, and have all of this splendor all around you. And the town itself is just really pretty. It's old. It's got some amazing history. For example, not super exciting history, like no wars were fought here, but we have a history for timber. We made money with timber, and then Susanville is also known for its fruit growing. And I can't remember what fruit they said. It was oranges. Oh, citrus, that's right. Citrus from Susanville. Oranges and lemons. And anyway, that was something I discovered on our adventures. Thus, the railroad system that went through our town to deliver the fruit to other cities and states. And so it would run across the mountains. And when the fruit growing became obsolete in this town, and timber exportation slowed down and trucking became more prevalent, then fruits and timber could be delivered by truck. And we just didn't need the railroad anymore. It wasn't cost effective, so the city of Susanville, I'm sure with maybe a little bit of help from California in general, but I don't know that for a fact, they turned the old railroad track into the Biz Johnson Trail. And now we humans get to traverse this long, long miles and miles and miles trail through the mountains. No cars, just bikes and on foot. And it is wild. There are animals. Gotta be careful. Didn't spot a single one while I was out there, you guys. Not one. Just the scat, just their droppings. So we knew they were around at some point. She and I were completely prepared. No guns, though. I don't want to kill an animal just because I'm afraid. So, we weren't afraid. Animals are mostly more afraid of you than you are of them, so we would talk and make noise to prevent any surprise situations. Close that up. This mattress is pretty flat. I think we're done here. have one left here. This is the pink one. The purple one was a little thicker and had some extra oomph to it. But this one is flat all the way across. Yeah, and it's gonna be just a little thinner. I'm much bigger than my sister. She's a little bit more probably healthy and in shape than I am. Way more, actually. She'd take me out on these, 5-mile, 10-mile bike rides. And I'm like, okay, that was wonderful. Now I'm down for the count here. I need a day off. Next day she'd be going, okay, what are we doing now? I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I am so just gonna sit here in my chair. And of course I was making videos in between here and there, and she would have to be patient waiting for me to get my work done. My sister Linda is a powerhouse. She is just, oh my word. I know a lot of us have siblings that are like that, but energy, it's enviable, to be able to do so much. Keep going like the Energizer Bunny. Anyway, she says she's going to move back here to Susanville with me, and I really pray and hope so, because she's just adds an amazing dimension to my life. It's hard to find people who love to go out and adventure a lot and explore the wilderness. It's not your everyday person who likes to go out into the woods, but she loves it like I do. We'll both be riding through a copse or a woods and smell that piney smell, and we're both just going, smell that, do you smell that? We're both kind of crazy that way. But we have similar memories growing up. And my dad would take us to the woods every summer. Forest Home, San Bernardino Mountains, and Sequoia National Park, Yosemite National Park, you guys, California. Sometimes I feel it's the most beautiful state in all of the United States. And yeah, there were places that we rode and that we saw that definitely had fires swept through these areas, and amazingly those tall spires of burnt trees were still beautiful. Can't even explain it. Regal, stark, but still amazing. This raft went with us to Lake Elminor. And we brought the paddleboard and just took turns on her paddleboard, and just sometimes we got on it together. but sometimes one would just float and the other one would just paddle around on the paddleboard. Oh my gosh, you guys. Absolutely stunning. Lake Elmore has an incredible bike trail. Goes up from miles, I think it's about 10 miles long along the lake. Incredible scenery. Absolute endless fun this summer, you guys. And these rafts, cleaning them and looking at them, evokes wonderful summer memories. But here we come into September and things are winding down and kids have gone back to school and parents are out of the fun summer mode, so we're kind of following suit a little bit here. I'll probably still maybe get to go camping, hopefully. I don't know. I won't be making a video of it though. Just kind of have to put away the super adventures and focus more on getting ready for fall and enjoying the cool, fresh air, which in California and in my town is just so fresh and incredible, you guys. Crisp autumn air. I do miss the big giant maples of Tennessee, but we are in for some really beautiful, beautiful fall weather coming up here. And I imagine we are all of us on this side of the hemisphere looking forward to cooling down. I know I am. So that is the last. Let me just bring them back out again and show you my little stash. Got the big one with the pillow. Fold it the other way to be better. And the neon pink. And the purple. And the neon yellow, green, chartreuse, if you will. Thanks for joining me.